wanna talk to you.
What's going on, family? Today I want to give y'all a message for episode number 3, and this one is called Seasons. And this one is going to be filled with extremely valuable wisdom, knowledge, and insight from all of my years of life and deep spiritual meditation work. Meditation, work, practice, faith, struggles, hard times, and peace amidst of it. Now, I'm not going to go into too much of detail until, you guys give me insight for, what you want to hear. Do you want more details about, my personal stories? Do you want more testimony? What components of life do you want? What components of life do you need? But for the sake of today, I'm just going to, again, go into a principle that relates to some things that I want to share with you, somewhat personal, about life and seasons. So, it does connect to what I talked about in my previous episode. However, this one is just a little bit more advanced, next level regarding it. Now, as I said in the previous episode, seasons come and go. A season can be literally, I just tasted last week. From Wednesday, when someone reached out to me for help, I talked to them, gave them some wisdom back, and then I had to then taste it myself. I had to taste the very thing that I was preaching. Again, because I've gone through it many times, so that's why I was able to teach and preach it. But it's funny how faith, which is, the substance of things hoped for, not yet seen. Again, meditate on those things along with what hope is and why you should hope for things when you don't see them, and what hope produces as far as character, which is important, because you can get something and have it. And I've had this before where I got something and I didn't keep it, I lost it. And you can have something and lose it, or you can have something and keep it. And wisdom is a defense. Wisdom is better than gold and rubies and silver, because that stuff comes and goes. But wisdom is something that you can have and keep something or regain something. Okay, so wisdom is way more valuable. I didn't understand that because it seemed like it was so easy to get, which is a bunch of knowledge, but it's knowledge appropriately applied, and it's harder to apply it when you're actually living it out in struggle. So that's how I know these principles, because I've lived it out. And you have to have active faith sometimes. You can have faith that you've achieved, battles you've fought, but then there's battles you have to actively go into and utilize your faith actively, which is very difficult, because you have to now choose how you want to respond to very difficult challenges that you face. And this leads into the message that I wanted to preach today, because it's very, very important. And it goes back to one of my first episodes, which is identity. Along with the second episode, I talked about this as well. But seasons come and go. It can last literally a weekend. Friday, so I talked to somebody Wednesday. Friday, I had to choose faith because I came into almost an existential crisis. We can talk about that in the future. And looking back, I think this would be a very legendary message for those who understand my journey or will know my journey when they go back retroactively. But either way, so over the weekend, I had a situation where I had to choose faith and gave it to God, because I'm like, man, I don't know what to do about these things. The logistics, I had no idea. The way, the forward, and I was just like, look, I've done everything I can. It's crazy because I heard this message given to me weeks ago. I didn't really know when or how it was going to be related to me, and because whenever you say, oh, just let it go, it's yeah, but I could just basically, if you just keep working on something, there's endless amount of effort and work you can put in on something. I mean, I don't know, maybe there is a point where it's you've done all you can, but it's always well, you could always work harder, you could always do more. So I don't know. But I kept working. I let it go. I gave it to God. And this is a bit more of a heartwarming part of the story. There was a point in the woods when I was in there during the weekend in which I felt I've always been a guy who loves the woods. Like, I'm literally Frodo and Aragorn and Legolas in spirit, in the woods all the time. Like, constantly living out like a Lord of the Rings, Skyrim, Zelda, Halo, Morrowind reality. Like, I'm telling you, it's real, and I can't wait to build it into more reality for other people to share it with. But and I'm doing that actively through my content and stuff like that. And then eventually it's going to be a physical place, like a Renaissance fair, but better. Seriously, like a Lord of the Rings place, but better, real, bigger, multi-purposed and multifaceted, and fully immersed. Now, and so there was a point in the story in the woods where I turned on some Bilbo music from 1977 movie, The Hobbit, and there was a part where they were singing a song. I always loved the song The Roads, and then there's a song called The Greatest Adventure. But one song that I really never listened to and gave a chance that came to me was called Valleys. I'll sing it in a second, but I gotta check my maps. It goes like, don't know where you're going, don't know what you're doing. And it was like a very beautiful song. I'll actually play for a snippet.
Oh, what are you doing, and where are you going? The ponies need shoeing, the river is flowing. Oh, tra-la-la-lally, here down in the valley. Ha-ha. Where are you going, with beards all a-wagging? No knowing, no knowing, what brings Mr. Baggins, and ballin' and dwellin' in June in the valley. Ha ha.
It's so symbolic of like life, where you just don't know what you're doing. You've done all this stuff for years. You overcome so many things. You have a goal and a dream and a purpose and a mission and a why and a fire and a passion and like a life that you're meant to live, and doing all you can, it just still doesn't make any sense. And I've had many moments like this where I was screaming at God, crying at God, like just so angry and frustrated. And at this point, like, I'm still continuing to go forward, but I kind of just let my heart be like, man, I'm just gonna give it to Jesus. That's all I could do. So I gave him a prayer. I said, look, if this is what you want me to do, if this is the calling you have for me, if this is what you really plan for me, then like show me the way that you've already made, or make the way, like, in Jesus' name I pray, amen. And let's just say the next day he sent me, or the day of that day, I got a message from somebody, and then I meet somebody at work that following day, like the first day of the week. And the day before that, I was sparring with somebody and had more fun. It was like kind of a clairvoyant message to me that this is what I'm meant to do. And it's just crazy how, like, when you stay true to who you're meant to be, your identity, and you do those things over the course of time, you become undeniable. Like, undeniably what you're meant to do, who you're meant to be, and the life you're meant to live. So it may take different forms and shapes and resolutions and like full, clarities, or like certain bigger picture moments or not. And again, like, the question is like, how does anyone do anything, and how does anything real the way that it is? Because I have a really big opportunity and opportunities on the way, and life feels like it's opened up again versus like closed off and bored and stuck and trapped, which is such an amazing feeling to feel after especially having kind of forsaken, or like not really forsaken, but just forgot what it feels like to like, oh, you can actually be alive and have a life that's worth living, that you actually want to live, versus just trying to constantly work towards it, like everything's under construction. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of crazy how they can go from like one season to another. And that also gives you courage to know, like, if you're going through depression or you're feeling some type of way, change the story you tell yourself, please, because that will very much dictate the way you feel and think. But also, know that if you just can pass through that emotional part as like you're going to see yourself 3 days later. So it's okay to feel those emotions. You don't have to act on it. It doesn't mean that everything's bad and that everything leading up to this point is bad. That's not, yes, that's why those emotions come, but it's like a storm, like anything else. You know, it is scary because life always does come up to certain points where it's like everything leads up to this. That's what it is. But everything leads up to this, and then it leads up to the next thing. Okay? It's not over. It's not over. And if you really live to the purposeful point, the most purposeful, intentional possible that you can, day to day, minute to minute, with God, then all the way into eternity, now as you already are into eternity, then it really doesn't matter. Like, it does matter that you get there and do the thing, but at the same time, like a warrior going to battle, like his intention is to live beyond the battle, but at the same time, you have to be, the only way to win in the battle is to be willing to die in the battle, and sometimes that will happen for the frontline soldiers and midline soldiers and soldiers that you just don't know. Death comes for all of us at some point. So if you're living to the fullest purpose that God has given you, to the fullest ability, capacity, then eventually it will come to you. It is real. It already is there. It's just a matter. It literally is a matter of time. You will get everything done eventually, as long as you keep going forward and never give up. So, no matter what, okay? Because you're not going to know the answers. You're just going to know you got to just keep going forward. That's the only way. So anyway, I got to go, but I hope this message was valuable and helpful. Again, seasons can be as short as 3 days, for a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, maybe even a couple years. And everything does, eventually add up to a certain pivotal moments and points. All those little moments lead to big moments, and conversations lead to big things. And what you believe and what you say repeatedly will become your reality. It really is true. But it's more important, like what you repeatedly do is going to affect that. But it starts with your identity and then what you say, okay? And who you hang around, what they, what narratives y'all speak, all that stuff. So, anyway, like I said, I do have to go. I forgot what I was going to say, but now I remembered. So, yeah, seasons come and go. Endure through them, have faith, and keep putting into action. And with that, again, with your identity, every day, pretend, not like, and use imagination, use your creativity, but pretend to the life you want to live. And it's not even pretending to a certain point when that's real. It's real once you accept it and make it real. So, like, every day I don't want to say tap into, but I mean, you always tap into something. Like, you're always like activating or focused in or locked in or like mentally zoned in like a certain way of thinking or being. So I lock into a mindset of, literally being a stunt actor, action filmmaker, action actor, warrior, everything. So do that for yourself, whatever that looks like. I promise you, if you walk in that sort of way, it makes the reality and the purpose you have more concrete. And I'll give you more messages to guide you on this journey. A message for a ninja. As part of my training, I've had to learn, with all the fire that I have, is that if you sustain injury, it will take time to recover, and it is not wrong. But if you have all this fire and cannot tame it, you will injure yourself and overtrain and bear very painful setback fruits. And so with this, I've had to develop a intentional effort to rest, and that has served me many years of time extra and energy and health and vitality that I would have otherwise forsaken and decayed myself by running myself and burning myself and grinding myself into the ground. So for those who train and love and have fire and passion, and even just in general as a ninja method, you need to have balance. You need to have center alignment, even in battle. So take time to intentionally rest as you intentionally set time to train. Okay? Very important. And I learned this and thought of this while in meditation, doing my training, doing intentional rest while getting acupuncture. As a perspective for me is like an ancient warrior going to a village in a nearby land to receive healing from the priest or the priestess or the healer. So again, how you think of things and how you see things will very much affect the way that you exist. And you can change the things that are, again, because they're all made up and their meaning has been already given, but you can change that because they were given a meaning just like you can choose to give something a meaning. You don't have to be someone special for it, but you should put action behind it so your words and your meaning has power and strength, and it's clear and it's thought through to the best of your capacity and ability up to that point. But yeah, it's all made up. So I think I go to the right here. In fact, I know that I do. But yeah, you can be creative and change and, you know, be resourceful with what you have around you to get an outcome, to work on something, to recreate its meaning and its purpose and its value. And it doesn't really matter if everyone else agrees with it, because you'll never, ever, ever have everybody agree with you, no matter what or who or whatever. Family isn't family because their name is family. Friends aren't friends just because the title is friends. What is the reason behind it? What are the intentions? What are the motives? What are the attachments? What are the costs? Everything does have a hidden cost and a trade. So meditate on these things, but again, you can decide. You don't have to let other people decide and agree for you or with you. You can decide to create the meaning you want. Now, I do think you want to really consider the morality behind it, just so you can be, you know, clear conscience about what you're making, okay? Especially when you're creative. So anyway, I'll leave you with that. Stay tuned for the next episode.